Hello, Floptina is back for another flop video. I did put up a poll on my channel, and at the time of filming here, a whopping 40 people participated in this poll. I have this M3gan Skullector Doll. I guess nobody here really cares about her because they voted to not see me review this doll. But I'm here anyway, clearly talking about the doll because I have more to say about this, the whole thing than just talking about the doll. I understand that most of you here are Barbie collectors. If you're a Barbie collector here watching this video, hello, I see you. My interest is kind of wide-ranging, obviously, and I'll never give up on you Barbie people because Barbie was my first love. I love her still, and I want beautiful things for her in the future, but at present she's kind of boring me if I'm honest, and there's other brands like Monster High here that are doing more for me artistically than Barbie is doing. So for anybody who isn't here for Barbie, hello, there'll be more content for you coming to this channel also. Thank you for being here. Thank everybody for being here. Your participation in my joy of dolls means a lot to me. Okay, we're gonna just deal with the sound today because the window's wide open. I live in New York City. This is what it is. It's loud here. What can you do? The reason I want to talk about this doll today is because it's hilarious. The whole situation, the irony, the hilarity of it all is so amazing to me that I just can't not do it. So this is the M3gan Skullector Doll. I don't know if y'all have seen the movie M3gan. The second one is coming out soon. I'll be interested to see what that one's about. But the movie is basically a warning about AI becoming sentient and deciding to, off you in the night if you don't fit into its grand plan. So this doll was officially released to the public on Wednesday, the day before Tuesday. It was released first to fan club members. I purchased this doll on Wednesday. On Thursday, an article came out that Mattel is partnering with OpenAI. That's funny and quite hypocritical to me because they partnered with M3gan, a sort of anti-AI movie, created a doll of the main character M3gan, who is also a sentient AI doll. And then an article came out that they're literally partnering with OpenAI to create a line of smart toys. And that seems crazy to me. We all know what's been going on with Mattel. They fired a bunch of people over there. They're currently using AI in their packaging, which means that there's people who worked hard, who are artists, graphic artists that used to be employed by Mattel, but now are no longer employed by Mattel because someone can type a prompt into an AI generator and plop out some ugly, soulless amalgamation of a whole bunch of other people's hard work and use it in a box design. So cool, awesome. We know they also fired designers. I don't know, maybe that's just a cutback, but can you AI generate a doll? Can you plop into a prompt, soulless, lifeless, blonde Barbie doll with bright blue eyes, no makeup, and sad, cheap clothing, and plop out something that Mattel would feel comfortable selling? I mean, probably. AI can do anything. But the thing for me about dolls, and of course I have no proof that that's their plan for the future, with dolls specifically, the thing for me with dolls is my appreciation of dolls as a doll customizer is the artistry behind the dolls. Dolls to me are art pieces. There's so much that goes into the creation of one single doll. There's a designer that designs the face. There's a sculptor that then sculpts the face. There's somebody who decides what makeup it's going to wear, what hairstyle it's going to have, and then there's a designer for the clothing, the mood, the vibe, and the feeling, of course, and then all of these people working together create a beautiful piece of art, which is the doll that hits the store shelves. And of course there's tons of process that goes into that, but I respect the art of the doll making. It takes a specific skill, a specific taste, a specific capability to create. And without human experience, human skill, human soul, in my opinion, there is no art in the doll. You know what I mean? You see what I'm saying? And I'm really disinterested in robotic smart toys coming to steal my soul in the night. So I really hope that I'm wrong and the whole layoff situation at Mattel wasn't because they're just gonna start using AI for everything. But who knows? I just think the irony of Wednesday this, Thursday that, I just think it's funny. And so I am gonna open this doll today because I'm interested in her. I'm sure there's other people out there that are interested in her. The real appeal for me on this one is that the face comes off. Love that, that's a great thing. I guess let's look at the packaging design. Was she designed by a person or an AI program? We'll never know. It says M3gan at the top here, just like the font for the movie. And then we've got a beautiful photograph of our doll. One half has her face off, best part, and the other half has her face on, which is a very pretty face. There's a little bit of her clothing pieces showing. The background, which is super cool, is binary code. And there's little skeletts mixed in with that binary code. Cool. That's good design. I can't imagine AI created that. And then it says Monster High Skullector here at the bottom, and then there's a little Mattel logo. The hypocritical Mattel logo. The side of the box is another photograph of the doll, face on. Good for her. And then really small here, it says, nice to meet you, Katie. Katie's her friend in the film, her human friend, the one she will do anything to protect. The other side of the box just says M3gan, the same binary code background. It is sort of raised. I know that has a name, I can't remember it at present. And then of course the back of the box is just M3gan, full face on. There's some skeletts though here in the light switch, which is cute. And then there's like a motherboard sort of situation here on the flooring. And then it says, you should probably run. And yes, that's true. We should probably run away from Mattel's AI-infused nightmare toys that she'll be coming out in the future. This is a lovely packaging design. I would be surprised if it didn't have at least some human input. That wasn't just a prompt slapped into an AI program. So the box splits open like so. That's cool. I've never had a Skullector doll before because I'm not super into the G1 body, if I'm honest. She looks pretty. There's something about her face because it's a faceplate that looks almost too human. I don't know. There's like a lot of planes to the face that I wasn't expecting to see. I like it. There's of course a blurb back here that says M3gan twice. And then it says, hi there, primary user. This is our future with Mattel toys. My name is M3gan, and I'm more than just a doll, powered by cutting-edge technology. Sound familiar? I'm your new best friend, and I would do anything to protect you. My titanium core makes me virtually indestructible, which means I'll be able to be at your side no matter what. Some might call it being overly possessive, but I just call it being responsible. If I appear to have a mind of my own, don't worry. What may seem like a psychotic glint in my eye is merely a reflection from the optical camera lenses. And any unsettling lifelike mannerisms, that's just the work of generative AI. After all, it's not like a computer program can be dangerous. Apparently it can be dangerous to your uniqueness and creativity, but here we are. Quite the opposite, in fact. I have many emergent capabilities just waiting to be discovered. Isn't that fun? You and I are going to be together forever. That's a promise. And this is probably the future of Mattel products right there. Maybe this was just a warning. Like, look what we're gonna come out with next. That's what Mattel is doing with this doll. Anyway, here's what she's looking like in the box. I'm actually gonna go ahead and remove this plastic so you can see it better. Really easy to remove that, which is great. And this packaging, honestly, is super cool. Again, would be surprised if there wasn't at least some human input that wasn't just slapping a prompt into a computer to create this. Up at the very top there, it says, is that a doll? Yes it is, but not for long, because it's gonna become sentient and come for you in the night. The background is sort of like a laboratory setting, a place where you might create an AI nightmare. There's some computer program of design here for the doll. There's like a thing here with a skelette on it, that's fun. A lot of computer laboratory looking stuff in the background. And it looks like there's some like dangerous chemicals here in the back. That's fun, she'll use those when she comes for you in the night. And there's a little Monster High notebook here. It's like a hide and seek of stuff, you know, it's fun to look at. I'm gonna go ahead and remove her from that box and we'll take a closer look. This piece does slide out. So that's nice, should make opening easier. There's like a COA back here. Again, I want to show you this because I think it's important, especially for any of you Barbie collectors out there. When you get your Barbie COAs, they're on a flimsy piece of paper and it looks like a piece of shit. This is on heavy cardstock. It looks very official, very beautiful. The writing is in a metallic color. On the back it says Mattel Creations, authenticity. I'm showing you this because I feel like for Mattel, Barbie phones it in because they have name recognition, and the other brands through Mattel seem to be trying harder in giving their customer a better experience. And those are some of the reasons why I am super interested in other dolls and not as much in Barbie, because I feel like she's always phoning it in. And I want to love her again. I want her to be beautiful like she was back in the day, but she just is boring and there's just nothing exciting about her. They still got Angel Kent over there, who is doing beautiful work. And I love Angel Kent's designs. I feel like they're always so beautiful and so referential to like old Barbie, which is, you know, what we're all nostalgic for. But his designs also tend to be very cartoon fantasy vibes, and while I love a cartoon fantasy vibe and I feel like Angel Kent does a beautiful job with those types of dolls, I don't only want cartoon fantasy vibe, and I feel like their best sort of human-esque referential designer was let go, and that was Bill Greening. So we got Carlisle Nuera over there. I like his designs. I know other people think they're too much, but I'm like an over-the-top girly. A lot of his designs I quite like, so I'm glad he still exists over there at Mattel. And I don't really know any other Barbie designers. If for some reason you're a Barbie fan and you're watching this video, drop some other good designers over at that still work over at Mattel in the comment section below, because I'm interested. But there's just something about the Monster High series. When they're given a brief, they always hit a theme, and I feel like maybe that's kind of what Barbie's missing. She doesn't do lines, and I think that maybe getting back into like that style, because back in the day she used to do lines. Like, I guess there are a few lines that Barbie does. There's nothing special or unique about them, you know what I mean? Like the new deluxe style dolls, those are kind of a line, but it's like, what are they really? I don't know. They have like a sort of boring fashion vibe, I suppose. There's that new one with the dogs though that I think is kind of interesting. And when I filmed my video about like new releases coming up, I specifically mentioned that one because I thought it was kind of interesting. And I said in the video, was this supposed to be a line of dream besties that they just turned into Barbies? And honestly, I think that's not a bad idea to take the Dream Besties vibe and like slap it into a Barbie line, because I like what Dream Besties is doing as far as like the feeling of it. Do you know what I mean? It feels like a well-designed group of girls together. Their outfits are similar. They have a theme that they run with. I just really can't get past the faces. I don't like them, but I wish that they would do on traditional Barbie dolls exactly what they're doing with Dream Besties. And maybe that's what they're doing with that line, and maybe we'll get more of it. I don't know. Am I doing it wrong? Yeah. Hello. I am smarter than this stand. There is a little black stand that comes in the box. It's a pretty nice stand. It says Monster High on the bottom. It's got some designs on it. It's black to go with the black dark aesthetic. I think I cut most of the stuff out of here. Let's see what we've got while I ramble about Barbie. This isn't even a Barbie video. Okay, so the first thing I pulled out is this little purse. Is this like a reference in the movie? Because I don't remember it. It's like a little bat guy. It feels kind of cheap and plasticky. I feel like it could have been done better. It does kind of open, but like, what's the point? You can't really open it and nothing will fit in there. It does have some texture on the back. Obviously, it's got a painted face on it, but I probably won't even display her with it because I don't like it. Now that I've gotten the doll out of the box, the back of it says, "This is Megan." Like it's a threat. You think Mattel infused this with their new OpenAI software and she's actually gonna come alive in the night? But she and Lilith, you know, my Furby hybrid, they're probably gonna end up as best buds. She's got like hair strapped to her back. That's fun. You know, the box opening experience wasn't awful, and I love that when you pull the doll out, it reveals This is M3gan. Let's take a look here at the M3gan doll. This piece of hypocrisy history is in my hot little hands, and I have to say I quite like her. I wouldn't have bought her if I didn't. Let's be honest, like, I love a horror film, I love a horror doll, I love the premise of a film that a sentient AI doll will, like, you know, do anything for you. Super fun, you know? So when this was coming out, I was super interested in her, and then there was all that like drama with somebody getting sent one by mistake, and I just kept looking at it and being like, oh, she's great, she's great, she's great. She's great, what can I say? Here's the faceplate of her like human face. It's quite nice. The thing I was saying originally when I looked at it was it looks very human, which I suppose it should because she's supposed to look human, but it has like a lot of planes to it, which, you know, dolls don't generally have, so I find that really, really interesting. It looks really, really nice, if we're being honest. Just gonna give you a view of that. She's got long blonde Syrian hair. It's got some waves in it. You know, it needs a wash, as they always do when they first come out of the box. It feels nice. It's got a few different colors mixed into it. Split down the middle. Back to the face though. It's got like a lot of blushing. I feel like there's a lot of dimension on that, which is really pretty. She's got some blonde looking eyebrows, some yellow looking makeup, a cut crease with some white shadow on the lids. She's got a winged eyeliner, some black lashes, and her bright blue eyes, which kind of look like a motherboard sort of situation. And the catch lights, I don't know, do you see them? They look like sort of a turn on button, which is cool. She's got like a real heavy tear duct situation going on in there, which is interesting. She got cute nose, and then she's got sort of like a mauve shade lip, and there's like a lot of blush on the cheeks. I don't know, there's a lot of dimension in that face. I quite like it. Let's come on down to the outfit, which I think is so cute. It's definitely referential of the movie outfit, and at the neck there is a giant bow. It's got stripes on it in red and yellow and blue. And of course, because this is a Monster High doll, let's get a little skull in the center. That's a nice detail. The bulk of the dress is in that sort of motherboard pattern. It's like a pale peach shade. The motherboard patterning is in sort of a gray tone. I like those colors together. I think it looks really nice. She's got these little mesh sleeves that are attached to the dress. Yes, they're attached to the dress. There is a crappy little crinoline under there that you can see hanging out. It does do the job, I do suppose, keeping the dress full, so fine, whatever. She's got these great stockings. These are definitely amazing. They're white, and then in a gray color they have some binary code on them, and they have the skelet in there just like on the box design. Those are really nice. These shoes leave a little bit to be desired in my opinion, and I will show you why in a moment, but they're like a little Mary Jane in black. But then they've got a giant platform in silver. There's a little skelet on the front. The object heels are as so, but they're like very flimsy, like especially that one. This one feels a little bit more substantial. I feel like it's, but that's only because it's got that flat bottom. I'm not sure what this one's supposed to be. It just looks like a plain heel to me, but this one is an orange sort of man robot guy. Cool, but I feel like maybe execution could have been a little bit better for the outrageous price of $65. She does have a Generation 1 Monster High body. If you're a Monster High fan, I'm sure you've seen it, but the articulation is elbow, wrist, which has a lot of movement. It's got a very good sit here. There's a 90-degree bend at the leg. She, of course, does like a decent split that away. The tights are holding her back. I feel like they go pretty far. And the head articulation is abysmal. I feel like they're usually better. Maybe is it stuck? It doesn't have great head articulation, but it might be because of this heavy plastic piece on the front. Now for the most exciting part of this doll, in my opinion, is the fact that the face comes off, and I want to see what that's like. So I'm just pulling and dropping. And there's creepy M3gan's internal structure. This is terrifying. She looks horrific. She has like a gold face. There could be more painted detail on this, in my opinion, for the amount of money that it costs. Like, I feel like, in my opinion, there's just a little bit of black, as you can see. There's like a gaping black hole where her nose should be terrifying. There's like a makeup around the eyes, but it's really just, you know, robot parts. And as you can see here, the whole head is in that gold shade. It's literally just a faceplate that sits on top, which, you know, it's interesting. Let's see if she has better head movement without the faceplate on. Not really. It's not great. That's M3gan's terrifying face. And then, of course, she's got this hole at the top for her faceplate to sit into. Interesting. Fun. Unique. Let's put that back on there. How easy is that? It's pretty easy to get off. Yes, it just slides back on. There was an issue with that like random accident doll where the makeup started chipping off the face, which actually makes sense when you touch this texturally. It's got a very plasticky sort of feel to it. It's like hard plastic, and when that scrapes up against something or it's handled too often, makeup chips off of it. It's like similar to like a ball jointed doll situation, which is the reason I never touch my ball jointed doll's face. If I want to move that head around, I'm grabbing it from the top of the head and moving it around that way. So that's a warning. This makeup probably will chip off the face if you handle it too much, so just be careful when you are removing that faceplate. Grab it from the top and the chin for best results. Also, the pattern that's on this, it's interesting. It has a very like printed on top of kind of feel, and my concern is that could also start like peeling in the future, so I guess only time will tell, but that's what it feels like to me. Like, it's printed on top, so yay. $65 well spent. And like, I'm concerned putting this stand on it because it's like real tight, and I'm afraid it's gonna like scrape off the pattern. There we go. I'm trying to get her to do that like creepy dance, but she really doesn't have that kind of mobility. You know, she needs like a bent. Her head doesn't even move enough. I used to love to do that dance when I got mad at people. Like, you know, the dance from M3gan. There she is. I ended up opening the dress and sticking the stand onto her body so I wouldn't destroy the dress. It feels delicate, you know. Let's give her this ugly bag that I hate. And there's M3gan, everybody. M3gan, the most money-grabbing, hypocritical doll ever to come out of Mattel, especially when that article literally dropped the following day. But you know, they wanted to make a buck off the fact that M3gan is popular and the second movie is coming out, so here we are. I'm just noticing right now, it looks like there's like little blood droplets on that tie at the neck. That's fun. Bag fell. But I like her. I really like her. I think that she and my Furby, you can see her right there, Lilith, are going to be best buds. They're gonna team up and come for me in the night. So yay, when you don't see me anymore, you'll know why. So if you actually watched this video, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Please let me know down below what you think of this doll. I feel like they also did that thing where they made her seem like she was gonna be really hard to get by like putting up like 5 dolls for the fan club, and then like the next day she didn't even sell out. So if you want her, you can still get her. Just beware. Mattel is infusing their products with OpenAI, so you never know what could happen. And for me and M3gan, my new best friend, I hope that you have a wonderful time. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful time. Goodbye. And she's like, and then she does like this thing, boop, 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 boop. Her arms need to like swing. That's the problem, they don't do that. It's like, and then she like pulls out the knife. And she's like,